Hi, everyone. Here's a quick update from our city council meeting from this past Tuesday, November 7th. We also had a workshop prior to that city council meeting in which we talked about Chapter 23 from our Code of Ordinances on how we conduct our city council meetings, order of business, updates to procedure, and rules of decorum. That is a long ordinance, and it's going to take us a while. We're going through it line by line. If you have any questions or comments or anything regarding that ordinance, please reach out to your city council member to let them know your thoughts, ideas, and feelings, or be sure to attend our next workshop. After the workshop, we moved on into the regular city council meeting. I declared Herbert Moss Mills Day through a proclamation. Herbert Moss Mills was someone who lived here in Alpine, served in World War II, and was killed in action. Herbert Moss Mills still has family in the Alpine area to this day, so we wanted to recognize him. Also, Municipal Court Week, to recognize everything that our municipal court workers do, was from November 6th through the 10th, and I recognized them with a proclamation. There were no reports except for me for the city mayor report. And in that report, I mentioned the various organizations that I belong to and the status updates of what's going on. For example, the Alpine Historic Association has the Wassail Crawl coming up on Friday, December 1st with holiday shopping downtown, lots of wassail to try, different recipes. And that ends with a tree lighting at the courthouse and hot chocolate, and I believe a visit from Santa. Then on December 2nd, Saturday, we have our annual Christmas stroll up Slow Ross to the university for a tree lighting there. Also on that day, we have added a historic home tour, which should be a lot of fun. The Alpine Business Alliance, we've broken into groups. Each group is doing something in particular. One of our groups is traveling to other cities to find out what they are doing in regards to economic development. Another group is trying to determine, should we reestablish a chamber of commerce or an economic development board? What does that look like? And what can we do to get that going, and how would it benefit Alpine? Okay, moving along. There were other groups that I discussed with that. You can go back and look at the YouTube video if you're interested in that. Also, we're looking at updating the city charter. The city charter has not been updated since 2005. Things have changed. Society has changed. Alpine has changed. Laws have changed, and it's just time for it to be updated. Council members have been asked to go through the charter and to provide our city manager and city secretary with their thoughts and ideas on what needs to be changed and amended to reflect 2023. We're also looking at the possibility of creating a new city seal. And then we're talking about Alpine. Our tagline is going to be something along the lines of where the extraordinary begins. We had several public hearings. One of them was in regards to changing the zoning of a property from residential to commercial. Another was for the Old Crystal Bar to renew an alcohol license. Then we had four of them for approval of short-term rentals. A lot of comments were made in regards to changing the lot from residential to commercial. In fact, the city council chambers were packed. There was no room to sit, so it was standing room only. In the consent agenda, we approved our minutes. We excused Councilor Rodriguez for her absence. We appointed some people to boards and commissions, and we approved those short-term rental applications. We also approved a finance manager job description and an administrative assistant for the police department description. During discussion and information items, a resident from Country Club Estates spoke on behalf of the roads and Country Club Estates. You may remember that council had a workshop not too long ago in which we had a bus from AISD, and we went up and down all the streets in Alpine making a list of which ones were worse, which ones needed to be done first, what needed to be done with those roads. Steve Sofji presented in regards to Country Club Estates on some roads that we were not able to travel down with the bus because they were so bad. Councilmember Stokes gave us the Brewster County Liaison update. She attends the Brewster County Commissioners Court meetings to keep us apprised as to what is going on. We discussed Airport Advisory Board, Transportation Advisory Board, discussed whether we should reinstate them or not. The city manager gave us an update from that workshop where we worked on the streets about the equipment that we need to purchase and where we are with that. And we also talked about the speed limit changes that have been recommended. As far as action items, we did not approve the rezone. We sent it back to zoning and planning. There's some other options that zoning and planning may not have been aware of that can be done instead of an actual rezone. We approved Councilmember Darren Nance to the Brewster County Appraisal District Board of Directors. And we approved the city to participate in an agreement with the state of Texas to close roads for Art Walk, as well as approval for an routine airport maintenance program, which is a ramp grant. Also, between the SPCAA, which is the South Plains County Action Association, and the city of Alpine, so that they can rent one of the city properties. And then also for the Old Crystal Bar. The executive session was moved to the next regular city council meeting, which will be the first Tuesday in December. After this meeting was adjourned, we realized that there was a deadline that Alpine ISD was trying to meet for a match grant. And I called a special meeting for this coming Tuesday, November 14th at 5:30. Please attend if you can, where we're going to discuss making a donation to Alpine ISD Child Care Center. If we get that donation in before the deadline, then the amount of money that we donate is doubled. I've also heard it might be tripled. Details will be explained at this particular meeting on Tuesday. We're hoping that with our donation, the donation from the county, and the donation from Sul Ross University, that the price parents have to pay to have a child enrolled in the daycare with AISD will decrease significantly to help our residents. Okay, so Alpine, where the extraordinary begins. Until next time, y'all take care, and I hope to see you at an upcoming meeting, and I hope to see you at the Christmas stroll and the Wassail Crawl. Take care of yourselves.